Hey guys, so this is my very first speed build for The Sims 4. I love building and I've been watching a bunch of great YouTubers do these speed builds like Aveline and SimLicy and so many more, but those two are my favorites, so shout out to them. But I just really wanted to start my own, so today I'm going to start off with an apartment, very easy, you don't have to like construct a whole house, but I've been practicing a lot and yeah, so this is going to be an apartment for a teen mom. She would probably be in her senior year of high school. That's what I imagine. And here I am working out the floor plan. And I was struggling a little because I was trying to make it look natural, but then eventually here I figure it out. And then I shrink down the lights because they were a little too big. But anyway, I know I haven't been posting really on this channel, but I feel like this is going to be really helpful because it's easy to edit and speed builds are awesome. And if you ever want to start your own speed build channel, it's just really awesome and fun. And I love to build and try new designs. Anyway, I'm coming up to the wallpaper section of this, and I found a really good wallpaper. I have never used this one before. It's like a really light pink. It like really helped me with the style of the apartment I was doing. I was going for a very pinks, blues, yellow. Sorry, I cannot speak. Because I feel like the mom would be very, I don't know, kind of sad almost because I feel like her parents wouldn't really approve, and maybe the father his parents didn't approve, so he didn't really stick around, and so she was kind of on her own, so she made up a cheery apartment for her and her daughter to live in. It's going to be like a girls' apartment, kind of like Gilmore Girls, honestly. That's what I was kind of picturing. The mom is still in school and she has a job. I was imagining, because in The Sims you can get like part-time jobs. The mom in this loves the ocean. She absolutely loves the ocean and sea life. And with the Island Living expansion pack, you can get new odd jobs like on the beach, like a lifeguard. So I feel like she'd totally do that in her free time, be a lifeguard. That would be so much fun for her to do. It makes money for their family because they're gonna need money. And in this apartment, you'll see I really tried to make the styles look like she was sad and she packed everything up. I mean, imagine packing up everything you have in your house that you have with your parents. It's like leaving for college but in a huge rush. So anyway, I did do the speed build, and I'm gonna do all my speed builds with BB dot show hidden objects, BB dot that thing, BB dot move objects, so that you can not be restricted so much, and testing cheats true, so that you can get those locked game items. Anyway, I'm really bad at voiceover, so if you're like cringing at the sound of my voice, I am so sorry. I also get really nervous, so if I'm stumbling, that's why. Anyway, I'm going to film all my speed builds on iMovie because honestly, I do not have $300 for Final Cut Pro, and it's just easy. And I have a MacBook, and I use The Sims 4 on a MacBook, so yeah. And at this point, my camera was being a little weird, like it would zoom really in or really out, no in between. Anyway, I really like this floor tile for the kitchen I used. It matched the walls perfectly, and it felt like a little cute, almost cafe thing. If I ever build a like girly cafe, I would definitely use that tile. Um, anyway, I feel like for this apartment, I was going for for the kitchen, gray and white vibe. I feel like the kitchen appliances would already be in there when she moved in, and she did the rest of the decorating herself. And I also put a microwave because, let's face it, if you're a teen mom in high school, you're not going to have very much time to cook. I put a lot of toys that toddlers in The Sims can use, but I was picturing her baby daughter more like a baby, and she was getting ready for the baby to be a toddler, and so that's why there were so many toys around everywhere. Anyway, I really love the city windows, so I love the light that comes in. I just wish that for city living, you could have apartments on each floor instead of just two in each district. You know what I mean? You Simmers out there watching. Anyway, yeah. So, The Sims on a MacBook isn't very ideal because, like, the graphics are a little bad, and The Sims 5 is coming out early 2020, I think, and I want it, but I think it's gonna break my computer with those graphics. But yeah, so in here I started with the dining room table, and I would imagine that a lot of her schoolmates kind of bullied her for having a kid so young, so she doesn't really have any friends coming over, which is sad, so I just put a chair for her and a chair for her baby slash toddler. I did a little room for the bassinet, but you can replace that with a toddler bed if you do want to play with a toddler. Yeah, and there's a lot of great videos if you want to use cheats on how to make an actual teen girl pregnant. I've done it before, and it's interesting. You can't have a father, but you can have a teen that's pregnant. Anyway, I had imagined with the father that he wanted to help, but he was very smart, and his parents wanted him to go to a good college, maybe, and so they were like, no, you cannot see her, you can't be with the baby, so he kind of had to leave, and she's on her own. And here's where I start putting up those paintings. If you put on one of the cheats I listed earlier, you can find these paintings of underwater sea life and everything. And I feel like she's always wanted to be some sort of sea job, like a marine biologist, or she like a surfer. She just loves it. And I feel like maybe when her child's a little older, they might move down to the island living world, Sulani. Oh, and by the way, this painting that I just put with the roses and the yellow and the white, I love that swatch of one of the paintings. It's just so nice. Anyway, so as I was saying, for island living, I feel like she'd really enjoy that world, although she has to live in an apartment right now because she doesn't have very much money. If you'd like me to make this family, or not really make the family, but maybe make this just the teen girl, because you can't really make a baby and create a sim. If you want me to make the teen girl, let me know, but I don't know if I'll have time. And also in the comments section, let me know, because I am so not creative. Let me know if there are any builds that you want to see, or any types of apartments or types of houses, because I am out of ideas, and I need your guys' help. I was actually going to upload a Halloween house, but it was too late, and my computer was having some technical difficulties, and it's already November 2nd while I'm doing this voiceover, and I don't think anyone's gonna want to see a Halloween build a few days after Halloween. Anyway, so here I'm making a very homey, kind of girly vibe. When I'm building in The Sims, my favorite apartment style is this, like, girly blues and whites and pinks and yellows. It just makes me happy. And these bookshelves, I love them, but, like, sometimes they seem a little too kiddish, so I don't really put them in my more grown-up builds, I guess you could say. So I used it for this because it was perfect. I think that a YouTuber did a similar build to this, but in a different configuration and more white. Aveline, I really love her channel. As I was mentioning earlier, she did a teen mom apartment, and it's amazing. I'll put the link in the description for her channel. I watch her videos all the time, so Aveline, if you're watching this, I love you. And this little teen writing desk that I used, I love that desk. It feels like it would totally be this girl's desk. And I'm really weird. When I'm building in The Sims, I always think of the characters' names. So I feel like her name would probably be something like Christy or Kristen. And I feel like she'd name her baby Brooke or B, or like something that starts with a B. I don't know. I'm really weird in The Sims while I'm building. I gave her a little laptop because, like, a really heavy-duty PC computer wouldn't probably be appropriate for this. Anyways, I put shelves above the TV because I feel like they need that extra storage space. And by the way, I feel like I'm saying I feel like a bunch of times, so I apologize for my weird speech impediments. This hardwood, though, I really love it. I forgot to talk about it when I was putting it in, but I feel like it really goes with the whole homey feel, you know? So I just really love it, and I don't really use it that much, but I think I'm going to now. These candles that I'm trying to figure out right now while I was building, I really wanted them on my shelves because I imagined this place having a kind of calming vanilla smell from one of the candles, and so I wanted candles, but they wouldn't go. And I'm trying to get that red shelf. If any of you have any tips on how to get that red shelf, that would be very helpful because I don't know how to get that red shelf. Anyway, here I was trying to make couches work in The Sims, so I got this swatch, and I really like this swatch because it matched the walls, but I didn't know if I wanted a double couch or if I wanted a single couch, but I ended up going with a single couch. So yeah, that's what I did. And it took me a while to decide on the coffee table too, but eventually I did that. And then I did a little coffee table that, not a coffee table, sorry, that little table that goes next to the couch that it looked like it matched the couch, so I wanted to put it in. Anyway, I love these little snowflake lights that I'm putting in right now. They just really make the room bright, and I love them. So, yeah. Anyway, these candles, I put them next to the couch, and they were pink and purple, and I've never used that swatch for those candles before, but I really liked it, and even though purple didn't really match, I just wanted to put it in there. I also tried with the rug a bunch of times, putting it in. I tried a ton of different swatches, but some of them didn't work, so I ended up going with a totally different rug. I love those flowers too. I feel like they might have been a craft that she was making in elementary school that she wanted to, like put on her shelves, maybe to show her kid one day. Yeah. So later on, I actually go into the debug menu, because they have a lot of good clutter items in the debug menu, and it's just really helpful when you're making a homey build like this. Anyway, here I'm just adding clutter to the shelves. So if you see me adding clutter, I was struggling because I feel like I use the same clutter every single time when I'm doing builds. So yeah, it was hard to kind of change it up a little bit, but I think I accomplished it. Anyway, these little eggs from the show Hidden Objects area are really cute, and I feel like she might have collected them. I feel like she's just very a creative sort of person, and maybe she has to smush down her dreams now because she has a kid at home, and she's a teen mom, obviously. And yeah, if you guys want to see a teen, like, parents apartment with the dad actually involved, I could totally do that. As I said earlier, just let me know in the comments anything you'd want me to do for building in The Sims. I started putting a bunch of little toys here, and I love that swatch of the toy box with the school bus. I feel like it's just really cute, but I feel like she would have been collecting or maybe getting some of her old baby toys for her child when she gets older, so I feel like they're just all laid out everywhere. And then I started putting more of the underwater pictures around the walls again. If you see right now in the kitchen, there's like little yellow lights hung up, and I forgot to mention them earlier when I was putting them in, but I think they're just so cute and I love them. I also love the idea that, like, she has a bunch of different mismatched rugs, because I almost feel, oh my god, I cannot stop saying I feel like, sorry. She has a bunch of mismatched rugs because maybe she got them at a thrift shop or a yard sale, because she obviously doesn't have very much money, and also she doesn't have much money. This is not a very realistic build because I used a lot of money, so if you wanted to do and use this apartment realistically, I don't think it would probably be for you, because I did use a lot of money to make it look like homey and decorated, but yeah, so it's not very realistic, but it was The Sims, so I felt like I could just do it. Anyway, here's where I went into the debug menu and got some of those crafts, which I really feel like put in a very good crafty, girly feel to the whole build. So I really loved that. The little hearts from the Valentine's Day crafts are gorgeous too, and I use them in a lot of my builds. I build a lot, and I never upload the speed builds that I film because they're all so bad, but this is the one decent one I've been doing, and I'm going to start doing better speed builds. Yeah, anyway. What am I doing now? So here I start on the mom's bedroom, and I was trying to decide on a good bed for her, a single or double, but I ended up going with a single bed because it just fit the room better, and I wanted there to be a lot of, like, her personal belongings in the room. So I didn't put in a double bed, but it took me a while to figure out which single bed, and eventually I go with this gray and pink one because it matches the walls, and I gave her a little white night table because it's tiny, so I feel like it goes with the whole teen mom thing. She couldn't really afford a big night table. That mirror, though, and, like, this linen closet and the way I did the dressers, I'm really proud of because it looked like she had to pack a bunch of things into a small space, which I really wanted to accomplish, that kind of look. Here I go again, putting in more of the sea life paintings, but I felt like it really showed a character, and in The Sims, I like to show character, otherwise I feel like what's the point of even building? So I definitely did put a lot of that sea creature, sea painting stuff. And then that little plant I put up there, I thought it was cute. Yes. So I put a lot of lights in here. I put these little hanging lights that I usually do for teen bedrooms, but this is a teen bedroom technically. And then I did these little snowflake lights again in a different color, in pink instead of white like I did for the living room. And then I put a night light because I almost feel like she'd be a little scared just there, pregnant or with a baby or whatever, without her parents anymore. I mean, it must be very traumatic for her. I was gonna go with that lamp or any lamp, but I ended up going with these balloon lights because they match the whole yellow, pink, blue, and they were just good and cute, and I liked them. I do like that pink flower light, though. I wanted to do that one, but it just didn't really fit that well into the room. Here I try and decide on a bunch of posters to put up, but honestly, it was hard because some of the posters felt so typical, and I didn't really want, like, typicalness in my build. I wanted to be creative, so I didn't really put a bunch of posters. I ended up doing that little blue puppy dog calendar, though, because I thought it was cute. And I put her backpack because obviously she's still in school. And here I'm trying to clutter up the dresser, makeup and stuff. I feel like she still tries to maintain her appearance because she's a teenager and she wants to still be with fashion and makeup and all that, you know. So I put a bunch of the makeup and candles that I wanted to use earlier and the towels and blow drying stuff and all that. I was going to go into the debug menu, but honestly, it was getting too long of a video, and I already feel like 22 minutes is a pretty okay amount for an apartment speed build, so I didn't really go into the debug menu because it takes forever to find what you want in the debug menu. Here I go again, trying to look for posters, but I ended up doing these bunny ones because they matched the room, and they were cute. I don't know what I was doing. I try with that little set with, like, the locket, almost a craft. I think you know what I'm talking about, that little flowered girly thing, but I don't know. Even though it was girly, it didn't really match. I love that blue sea life painting, but it was too big and it felt too formal, so I didn't put it in, but for this character, maybe if she ever moved to a bigger space, it would have been good. Anyway, I put some posters because, I mean, she is a teenager and she's gonna want these kinds of posters. I put you know that poster that says Just Justin fan poster, like maybe she likes a boy or something. And that little mama bear painting, I felt like it was really cute because obviously she just had a kid and maybe she found it at a thrift shop and it really, like, spiked her interest, I guess you would say, and she liked it. I tried to put another bookshelf into, but it just didn't really work very well. I did put a guitar because, I mean, she might get a little bored sometimes just living in that place with all those toys, so I put a little guitar there, and it felt like her character, the swatch I did. Here I was trying to get more lights. I know, I'm absolutely insane with all the lights. But yeah, so I was trying to go through and get more lights, but it just was not working. The room was already a little too bright for my liking, so I went into rugs, and I found this really pretty rug with purples and blues and pinks that I felt was cute. Here I go into the bathroom, and, I mean, I just used the tile that I used in the kitchen little area, so I used that. Here I'm putting in a shower bath because I feel like that's very convenient almost for someone, like, who has a toddler and everything, to be able to take a shower and a bath. Or maybe she had a baby. Well, I told you, like, it's up for consideration. I mean, she does have a bunch of toys for a toddler, but I put a bassinet in the baby room, which you'll see later. So you could do whatever one you want, but I felt like she was getting ready for a toddler, maybe, instead of just having a toddler already. It took me a while to figure out a good sink, but I ended up going with this one because it had storage, and she needs storage. Yeah. Anyway, I also had an idea for her parents. I feel like her parents were very, almost that kind of Amish strict type, and so obviously they didn't really approve of her teen pregnancy, so I feel like they almost lived in a very prestigious area, so she moved to the city far, far away from them. This swatch that I use later on for an ironing board is the cutest thing. You'll see it in the screenshots later, actually. That's where it's more apparent. But it's pink with little yellow flowers, or maybe it's yellow with pink flowers, I don't remember. But it's really cute, and you'll see it later. I just put some toothbrushes, too, and some soap, obviously, stuff you need in a bathroom. My graphics are horrible, and for the longest time my mirrors wouldn't reflect, so I finally figured out how to do that. Because my computer doesn't really work when the graphics are turned on really high. If any of you experience that, please let me know. Anyway, we're coming to the near end of the building part, so I just wanted to let you know again in the comments section. Let me know any future builds that you'd like to see, or any recommendations for stuff I should do in my building, and where do I get that red shelf and how do I use it. Anything like that, and especially for types of speed builds to do. I really need help choosing that. Anyway, I'm doing the baby room now, and I just made it very girly and kind of suited the whole apartment. I put those little butterfly things and some more lights because I thought they were cute. Anyway, the video is about to finish up, so I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you heard any noise in the background during my voiceover, it's because I have a family and they're moving around and I told them to be quiet, but they're not really listening, so if you've heard anything, that's why. Anyway, here I was trying to decide on curtains, and I went for these purple and pink stripe ones, but I ended up changing it to just purple because the purple and pink were kind of bright. I love that little rug for nurseries with the dinos and the animals and 4 squares. I thought it was really cute. I also tried for light blue. You guys can customize the baby room or the toddler room to be whatever you want, because it's, you know, you can make it whatever gender you want. Here I am, though I'm finishing up, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Here are the screenshots.